Welcome, folks, to the KC Masterpiece 400 at Kansas Speedway here. I want to give you caught up. We are just joining the race in progress. Ron Racing, actually your Stage 1 winner. After a dramatic end to the stage, a lot of people running out of fuel on a couple of cars, a lap down beginning with 8th place, so we will start the stage with only 9 cars on the lead lap. Ron Racing in first, Busby second, John in third, BS in fourth, and Chris Matikansky rounding out your top 5 for that Stage 1 finish. Hope to be joined by my colleague BS14 here in a moment, but until then, I'm Alexander Ned, and we'll be bringing you live flag-to-flag coverage of today's premier event, the Monster Energy Cup Series, located in the heart of the country, Kansas Motor Speedway. I've personally been here. Great venue to have a race. We'll see who can get it done here at Kansas here momentarily. Green flag is out. Justin Miller, Ron Racing. Damage is on. Green flag is out as they fan out to take the green flag. We're underway in Stage 2 at Kansas. That will consist of 37 laps. These guys can make it about 21 laps on fuel. Ron Racing on the inside. Excuse me, now goes to the outside as looks like Justin Miller lost a couple of positions right there. Ooh. Checking up as Ron Racing checks out on the rest of the field. 95 Busby giving pressure to the 22 of John. There goes the 31 into the mix as well. Marcus Snow rounding out your top 5 position. Justin Miller was in control of that restart. Must have used strategy, but did not have a good restart. He's fallen all the way outside of the top 5. In danger of losing the lead draft here at Kansas. Ooh, Marcus Snow with a big bobble right there. Marcus was up inside the top 5. Got a car spinning, heading toward the infield. That is BS14. Don't know if he had an issue right there. We will check up on that momentarily. Meanwhile, the 88 had an issue in turn 3 and 4 last lap, and he was fighting for the top 5 position, and then right there he had an issue. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be joined by my colleague BS14. You're watching NASCAR Heat 3, the Moonshine Racing League here at Kansas. That is no problem at all. I'm glad you can join, because it was going to be a long race with just me for over 100 laps. Ooh, contact between the 22 and the 31. Want to welcome my colleague who was just inside this race, BS. What was it like out there?
It was
oh, we got trouble. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off right there. The 3 car in the 88. Looks like the 3 able to save it out of turn 4. And we stay green. Don't know exactly what happened there, but we'll follow up with that momentarily. Meanwhile, again, BS, you were just out there. Things got pretty racy toward the end of that stage. A lot of people running out of fuel. What do you think they learned in Stage 1, and how will they apply that to Stage 2?
Stage 1 is 2 laps shorter than Stage 1. It's only 37 laps, whereas the first one was 39 laps. So I think everybody will be good to go on fuel here in this stage, so it'll just be 1 pit stop and then who's the fastest in Stage 2.
Excuse me, you're still in the race, are you?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Sorry, I thought you had actually ran out. So, yes, we are bringing you exclusive content. You cannot get this in any type of other sport here in America. There, our in-race reporter doing it all right now. Currently in last place, but we appreciate him taking the time to speak with us throughout the majority of the race. Up front, it is the 24 car, Ron Racing, under attack by the 95 of Busby. These guys have checked out from the rest of the field. A second and a half gap between him and third place right now, and that's John in that 22 machine. Oh, Ron Racing into the wall. That was a pretty significant hit on the right side of that 24 machine. Stage 1 winner with damage. Busby will take the lead. Now the 24 car under pressure from the 22. These guys, as the run continues to run on, is the car looser or tighter, BS?
For me, it's been getting tighter as it goes on. It starts off loose and tightens up throughout the run. I actually started with a stable 3 because I ran up loose 7 in qualifying and I was completely out of control. I had no practice race.
Oh, contact and in the wall, the 22, and John Ron Racing, big contact. 22 had to go below the apron right there. They were 3 wide. Excuse me, didn't mean to cut you off, but right in front of the 12 Chris Matikansky, and it looked like the 24 car hit the wall again. And am I correct in saying the damage is on?
Yeah, so I heard. I haven't gotten any, so I couldn't confirm that, but I heard someone else talking about they had damage, so I'm pretty sure it's on.
That's going to be a problem as this race continues on. 24 car out with our stage 1 winner now. Big contact between him and the 22. We can actually see a lot of damage. Look at the right side of the 24 car. Front end right there. Pretty crumpled up. So mark that down. 3 Hendrick cars that we've seen having issues here in stage 2. Justin Miller didn't get a good restart. He started first to begin stage 2, and then Marcus Snow bounced himself out of the top. Oh, trouble! Chris Matikansky hits the wall and spinning toward the infield. More contact in the back of the pack. Caution is going to come out, and a grinding crash. The 22's in it. 4 car with damage. Major issues. For most of the field, and that will place us under our first caution for an incident here today. Don't know exactly what sent the 12 car wide. He was running in third by himself, but he hit the wall. That car went sliding toward the infield, and then in the aftermath, a car got turned, and you saw the end result. A good 3 or 4 cars with damage wrecked, bringing out the caution here for the first time today. Strategy going to start to play out. These guys are just outside of the window. This caution comes with 26 laps to go in the stage. They can make it on 21 laps. So we'll see if a caution comes out or if these guys will have to save fuel. That no one can make it to the end, I don't think, without saving.
I don't think anyone's going to make it at all, to be honest. But I'd have to ask if they had the shifter if they're making 26 laps.
They restart with 22 laps to go, so that's actually really only 1 lap outside of the fuel window. You don't think anyone gambles here?
Someone might. They might try. Never know. Somebody might be good at it. I'm not.
How hard is it to save fuel here in this game?
Without a clutch, I feel like I'm trying to think of a good analogy. It's like it's trying to drink the entire ocean using a little straw. It's just not gonna work. That's just how I feel whenever I try to save. Other people make it work. It's just I don't understand how. I think I've heard that having like a wheel and pedal set makes a difference because you can like shift into neutral and hold it there, like what the old clutch button used to do, but they don't have a clutch on controllers. It's kind of a disadvantage that way.
Couple of cars able to rebound after that, including Ron Racing. In the 9 of Justin Miller, they've been able to get up to the 2nd and 3rd position. And look at the run the 31 had on the outside of the 22. John falls to 5th as they are side by side. It's Chris Matikansky and BS fighting for that 6th place position right there. Look at Chris Matikansky almost thread the needle. Contact between the 31 and the 9. 22. Oh, he off the pace and in the wall. slight contact. And we're seeing some glitching out of the 88. Don't know what happened to John right there. Is there an issue, or what are they saying about that 22 there, BS?
Both him and the 12 fell back. I wonder if they're trying that fuel strategy you were mentioning earlier. I didn't hear nothing on the radio about it, but they started falling back together.
We're seeing some big-time glitching out of the 4 car as well in the back of the pack, but I think you're right there, BS. I do believe the 12 and the 22, those are cars out of the Penske stable, teammates, and there really is no team better at saving fuel than that Penske organization. How many times have we seen them stretch the fuel mileage?
Yeah, John won the truck race here because of saving fuel. They made it on one less pit stop than the rest of us. It was me, Shane, the guy I'm subbing for tonight, and Marcus. We were the 3 fastest. We had speed, but they were in Fords and they had that fuel advantage, and they got us on fuel.
Riding along with the 22, hearing that he is going to be 2 laps short on fuel. As he went across the stripe, we had 17 to go, but 15 estimated by the crew chief on that 22 machine. So that's going to be a tall order. It's not just 1 lap like we thought. They're going to have to go to some serious fuel-saving strategy mode in order to stretch it toward the end of stage 2. Back up front, it is the 95 continuing to lead. See the 24 offline. That tells me that he's also trying to save fuel as well. So we got a couple of cars in the back of the pack riding around. But as your own crew chief, how do you manage saving fuel and not getting too far behind that you won't be able to catch back up should these leaders up front run out of fuel themselves? How do you find that fine line?
I usually don't. I try, if I'm going to go for a fuel saving strategy, I've usually already tested out before the race how much I can save and when, like, and try to get consistent with it so I know how fast I can go. And the trick is to hit it where you don't lose the entire lap to them when they pit, but make sure you still have enough to get to the end.
95 Busby still in control of this race, but hot on his heels and not really losing any time nor gaining any time, just hanging out right there about half a second off the pace is the 31 machine. Newman having a good day here.
That's Central's home track as well, so he really was winning here.
Justin Miller under pressure from BS. What's it like to race against someone with the caliber of Justin Miller? He's been hands down one of the best drivers this season so far.
Yeah, he topped the power rankings in this league that they were released a couple weeks ago. I think I might have bubbled him there. My bad if I did. But yeah, it's really fun racing up here against all these guys. Not even just Miller, but all these top caliber drivers that work really hard week in and week out, try to compete in these races. And most of the time I find myself, if I'm in a cup race, I know I'm going to have to beat Miller. And even in the Xfinity and truck races, I know I'm going to have to beat either him or Shane, who's usually driving this 19th.
Competition here. Very, very hard, no matter who you are. I mean, the caliber of these drivers is second to none. Some of the best racing I've seen on NASCAR Heat 3, basically throughout every league that I've been a part of and thankful to be a part of commentating. So give a shout out to the whole Moonshine Racing League. These guys really know how to put on a show for these people up front. Let's continue to track what's going on up front. The 95 in front of the 31. Justin Miller able to get around the 19 of BS, who, as we already mentioned before, subbing in for Shane. 88, who was glitching earlier, rounding out your top 5, just about, I would say, 10 car lengths behind the 4th place car of BS in that 19. It was just announced that Martin Truex Jr. would be taking along both Bass Pro Shops and Auto Trader to that Joe Gibbs organization. And while we're speaking of the Joe Gibbs organization, we race with heavy hearts here tonight after learning of the passing of co-founder J.D. Gibbs, the son of NASCAR coaching legend Joe Gibbs. Our entire hearts go out to that family after J.D. Gibbs was unfortunately passed away earlier this week, so we want to take a moment to remember him and what he has done for the sport. 95 continuing the lead here with a pit stop in the mist. 88 going to be the first taker. Looks like he got on pit road pretty nicely. Thinking 4 tires and Sunoco fuel, or do these guys decide to play it safe and try to get in and get out?
I'm saying we're going to see some splash and cut. We only need 4 laps of gas. Or I need 4 laps anyway. Some of these guys might need a little bit less, but
88's in. Splash and go for the 88. He'll go a lap down. What he doesn't need during the cycle of pit stops is for a caution. That will dramatically change the complexion of this race. Chris Matikansky has driven his way up to the back bumper of the 19. Is he on the lead lap, or has he already pitted there, BS?
He just got past the be put lap down. He's still saving gas, and I just passed him for position because I'm a lap down as well.
Awesome. Did you already pit?
I actually pitted at right at the beginning of the stage so I could set the party up again because the old invites didn't work anymore.
Oh, okay. Looks like John still trying to save fuel. The 95 and the 31, they're both going to have to go down pit road. Here they come. Way up high was the 31. Thankfully, no one was right behind him. 9 cars in. Let's keep an eye on our leaders. And the 95 being told to remember not to speed. Very crucial part of the race. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. 95 and the 31. We expect both splash and goes. The 31 right on the back bumper. They both pit right next to one another. 3 seconds of fuel, that's all they need, and they're going to come out. A little bit of a gap between the 95 and 31, a faster pit stop on the 95. Here they go. Let's see how that goes in relationship to the 22. They're able to beat the 22 back across. And it looks like the 95 is still going to be in control of this race. Actually, right now he's running in the 3rd position, so a couple of cars up front have not pitted. BS, can you tell me who's up front, or do you have any confirmation of the leader?
I don't. Well, it looks like highest I can see is 6 right now.
4 cars on pit road. '19 is on pit road. And we're getting close to the end of stage 2 here. Ooh, someone just went down in front of the 22 right there, and I don't think he got it slowed down at all. 95 is running in the 2nd position right now. I don't know if the 22 is going to make it. 95 on pit road. What happened there? Busby had to go down pit road. 22's not going to make it. We got a couple of cars that are not going to be able to make it on fuel. 95 Busby, our leader, is back in. 22's going to run out. Justin Miller trying to get visual confirmation of where he is on the track. He's running in 3rd. Lots of these guys we expect are going to be running out of fuel coming to the green and white checkered flag. 22's out. 88. Man, a couple of cars. Let's see, I think the 31 made it. '31's going to win the stage. 22 out of fuel in turn number 1. So, Central, you said earlier today that this was his home track.
Yes.
He will win stage number 2 here at Kansas. And what a topsy-turvy cycle of events. I like to get visual confirmation as to why the 95 had to pit right there again. Half the field didn't make it. And excuse me, it was Ron Racing in the 24 that won stage 2. Again, I don't know how he did that. Sorry. I do wish that's just hard to follow here. And you have to forgive me for not knowing exactly who was in the leader, because once you get everybody on a different strategy right there, it really, really can mess up, especially with no counter. I'm 45 seconds behind on the delay, so I do apologize to Ron Racing. Sorry we missed that, but congratulations. He's won stages 1 and 2.
Sorry, I wish I would have been more relevant. I could have helped out with that.
Hey, you're also racing. So we got stage 3 underway. 24 car, beaten and straight on both sides of the car, but has not been denied a victory here today. Green flag is out. Ooh, 31 bounces off in front of the 22. Home track. Contact at the front of the pack between the 48 and the 88 teammates. 88 has to check up. Big time wobble by Marcus Snow. '88 still kind of glitching. There is 51 laps to go here. So there will be not one cycle of pit stops, but at least 2. We'll see if the caution flag comes out. Lose that in the wall. Jose, 48, lost to cross over almost 3 lanes to the bottom of the racetrack to gather it back up. Look at this fan out 3 wide for third place. Chris Manicanci on the high side. Help from the 95. The 19 has to give as there's no outside drafting help for the 95 to use. Now he has some as the 12 car washes up the racetrack, trying to cross over as the 95. The 19 gets back into line. Side-by-side battle for third. 95. Aggressive move. Really, we consider Kansas a 1.5 groove racetrack. Use the bottom of the racetrack to make that pass, and he's bringing along the 14 and the 22 with him. All this happening behind the Hendrick Motorsports teammates Ron Racing in that 24, and Justin Miller back up to the second position. The battle on the racetrack really... Oh, trouble! 22 gets into the wall! Hard hit for the 12! Couple of cars are spinning! The 48's in it! The 19 to damage! Big time crash! After the 22 got loose, upside down! Went to 22 briefly. Big time crash for the Penske teammates. Running in the top 5.
Busby will be the free pass. He was a lap down.
Good news for him. This still puts us in a 2-stop strategy move. We'll see if anybody stays out, but I do believe everyone is going to come in. Busby will get the free pass, as you mentioned before, but that all happened after turn 2. Man, Chris Maniganski, it has not been his race. Him and turn 2 have not gotten along at all here today.
That was about like him in the apron at Dover last week. They weren't getting along very well either.
Hendrick Motorsports lead him down. That was only our second caution for an incident on the track. Green flag back out. We're back to racing. I do want to mention that even though damage does look like visually it's on, I do believe damage is off as far as impacting these guys in their race, because the 22 was pretty much, well, he would have had like serious repairs on that, and he's still in the 4th position. So that to me tells me that maybe damage was on for qualifying, but this game has turned it off for the race. 9 at Justin Miller under attack from John. Here comes BS in that 19, trying to make the most out of his run in that Joe Gibbs racing machine. The field begins to single file itself out as they head into turn 3. Ron Racing having to defend a charge from the 19. A little bit of trading paint going on in the back of the pack. They are 2 abreast. 2nd, 3rd, all the way back to 8th, as Ron Racing now has to challenge his teammate, the 9 car, to keep the lead. Oh, wow, a bump from the 22. The 9 has to gather it back up. He does so. That allows the 19 to challenge the 22 for 3rd. Ron Racing using that momentum loss off the 9 to try and get away and get the advantage. Here comes the 31 underneath. 22 bounces off the wall. Back to the 5th position as the 95 is sliding down pit road. Oh, he's able to miss it. But we are under our first manual caution of the day. Caution is out for the 95 of Busby, who spun out of turn number 4, almost went down pit road, able to gather it back up, but we will slow the pace of this race down to 70 miles per hour as pit road is open this time by. We were just on pit road, so this will be an interesting strategy to see who stays in, who stays out. Looks like the leaders are staying in, the 3 car stays out. We'll ride along with this pit stop with the 22. Jim?
3 car might be going to get a lap back.
And the 22, John Fleeman looking at his screen right now. Looks like it's going to be 4 tire Sunoco fuel. Car a little bit loose, so he's going to tighten that up. About 3 clicks with a wedge adjustment. 4 tire Sunoco fuel going on for the 22 machine. He'll be off and away in a few. The race off pit road, following our leader, who brought him down. The 24 car looks like it'll be a 4 tire stop. 19 BS. Great move right there. 88 in the 31. Rounding out your top 4. BS, well, we're under this caution, man. You've had a great race. Tell us about the car here so far.
I'm still trying to figure out the car, to be honest. Sometimes it wants that loose, and sometimes it wants that act tight. I'm trying to get consistent to where I know what it's going to do, so that way I can drive it to the best of its potential.
Alrighty. Are we going to go green this time, by?
I think Jose's getting lap back. I think it'll be next time. Yeah, we'll run again. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been riding the bottom a lot more than almost everybody else. It's just because that's where I'm comfortable at this track.
Ooh, Chris Manigansky having a little bit of trouble under caution. So, you prefer your car on the bottom of the racetrack. Is that the fastest way around, or where do you think the speed is around this track?
I think the speed is wherever the draft is, to be honest. And most of the time, these guys make the draft work around the top, but then there's me. I don't feel comfortable up there because my name's not Kyle Larson, so I'd rather go ahead and hit that white line. Be like more like Kevin Harvick, because everybody wants to be like Kevin.
All right. We're going to ride along with you. Green flag back out. Ron Racing BS. Grab a gear and head into turn number 1. 19 lost a little bit of momentum on the outside. Has to give to the 31. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Almost around. Gathers it back up. 19 on the bottom of the racetrack, though. That's exactly where he said he would run, and where the car has been able to make up the most rounds so far. But he's lost 2 positions as the 22 and the 31 were able to get around him. And Ron Racing continuing to lead here with 38 laps to go. '24 of Ron Racing really has had a stellar race here so far. He has no doubt been the car to beat. But will a late race caution or perhaps some pit strategy change the complexion of this race? We are about to find out. 19 car searching, trying to figure out where to go. 31 bobbled in the corner, has to give. Justin Miller in the 95 taking evasive action below the 31 car, who falls outside of the top 5 with that mistake in turn 2. There goes John, having a well of job. Haven't talked much about him here today, but he's doing stellar work as well. A lot of these guys here having some good runs so far, but it's all been second to none for that 24 machine. Look at the run the 19 has. He's found that racing groove. Ooh, contact in the back of the pack. Is that Chris Matagancy around again? 3 car involved. It was caution. Excuse me, it was not. It was the 88. Saw blue and white car. So we are under caution again with 36 laps to go at the stripe. Still outside of our fuel window. But action picking up here at Kansas. We'll take a quick... Oh, go ahead.
If this is the last caution, that'd be ideal because that's a clean one-stop race, and it's whoever's the fastest wins. Someone's not happy about the caution. I'm hearing that on the radio.
We're going to take a quick commercial break because I got to get water. So we'll be right back, following along with the 95, and we'll bring you back for the restart. Today's racing coverage is presented to you by Goodyear. All the grueling demands these tires face in a race inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. And by the new 2019 Chevy Silverado. With best-in-class towing and an EPA estimate of 22 miles per gallon, it's no wonder Chevy has been one of America's best-selling trucks. Chevy, see your local dealer today. Getting set for the restart here in the Kansas KC Masterpiece 400 up front. 95 Busby electing to take 2 tires. The rest of the field behind him taking 4 at the stripe. It will be 31 laps to go. 1 more pit stop for the rest of the field. Well, except the field isn't behind the 95, so we're going to go around. This has been an extended caution break. While we're under this extended caution break, let's see if we can chat with our in-race reporter. That's BS. BS, it's Alex up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
BS, the action has been fast and furious here at Kansas. You have had a good car here today. What do you need to get it done here and bring home that W at Kansas?
I need a green flag run and a good pit stop.
If it comes down to a green flag pit stop, do you take 2 tires or do you want to be on the offense taking 4?
4. Always, every time.
Alrighty. I think we'll be going green this time by 30 laps. Fans coming to their feet as they're about to get the green flag. Justin Miller going down pit road. We'll check back in with that as the messy restart begins. 30 laps to go at Kansas. 95 clears the 24 car. Got his car spinning. That's a 3. Single car incident in turn number 2. That seems to have been Calamity Corner as of late. Ooh, 24 car almost took off the nose of the 19. You're going to see these guys get a lot more aggressive here toward the end of this one. Contact, the 24's on the wall. Busby in the 24 made contact through the tri-oval. Ron Racing now has to find himself on the offense and get through some major traffic if he wants to be a factor toward the end of this one. Here we go, the 95 now under pressure from BS in that 19 car. The last time we had, trouble. Central now back across the track. And he's going to get into it. Hard across the track, multiple cars are wrecking. Caution. Caution is going to come out. Well, we had a pretty good clean stage 1. A little bit of action in stage 2, but nothing like what we've seen here as of late in stage 3. Our 3rd incident for a wreck. After the 31 got loose off the corner and into the wall hard, collecting a couple of others, and this will be an in-game caution as well.
People are getting antsy. It's time to go.
What were they saying about the 95 and the 24 right there?
24 was not pleased with the 95 on that at all.
He elected to stay out. Green flag is back in the air. And we're back to racing 25 laps. 31 car continuing to lose a couple of spots here. As Ron stays out. He'll grab the lead in for the 19. Ooh, 22 just bounced off the wall. '95. Oh, Chris Manikansky. No room for error between the 12 and the 22. Teammates racing side by side for fourth place. That's the 95 trying to get a draft. Sniffs the draft off the back bumper of the 24 machine. BS has his work cut out for him on the low side. 24 laps to go. Time running out at Kansas. As adversaries, the 95 and 24 running 1-2. Those guys made contact earlier in the race. Is all forgotten, or will that come back to fruition here at Kansas? John challenging the 19. That's a battle for third. It's a 95. Looks underneath the 24 car. Clears him on the low side. Ooh, 22 got loose, had to back off. I don't know if the 24 car had to jump off the gas right there, but 22 got into the back of him. Now under pressure, here comes the 4 and the 48. Really, you could throw the top. Oh, 22! John's in the wall. Uh-oh. John's going backwards. And the 24 has lost some positions up front. Still, another pit stop will be needed to make it to the end of this one, as the 95 of Busby at the point in front of BS in that 19 machine. I was going to say I had the stat in my hand. The last time we saw a driver subbing for another driver and go on to win that race was Denny Hamlin and Eric Almirola with an Xfinity Series race at Iowa. Almirola took the green flag, but during a caution was relieved by Denny Hamlin, who went on to win that race back in 2007. Almirola actually scored that. That was, I believe, actually technically his first win in the Xfinity Series, even though he was not behind the wheel to take the checkered flag.
She said, I didn't know that.
Yeah, NASCAR, the win, if it goes to the person who starts the race. So Ron Racing has his hands full. That's your stage 1 and 2 winner. BS up front, not giving up on that low lane. Looking underneath, trying to get to that rear quarter panel. Trying to slow him down, use a little bit of side draft, but 95 says not today. Goes back up high, opens up that bottom lane. That's exactly where that 19 seems to thrive off the corner, side by side, but the run and momentum goes to the 95. 19 pulls back in line. Again, don't want to overstate this, but a pit stop will have to occur for these guys to make it to the end. Chris Matagansky in that 12 machine has had his hands full as of late, but right now on the upward swing of things as he runs in the third position, trying to run away from the 24 car, who's found himself deep in this pack here as of late. Strategy indeed. You heard what the 19 car, he wanted 4 tires and Sunoco fuel, but when you're that close to the front, do you take 2 tires to try and keep up, placing the pressure on the 95? And when do you pit? Do you pit before him, with him, or after him to see what he does?
I'm really not sure anymore if the caution at the last caution really pulled Richard, and now it's like just 5 laps to the good. I'm not sure if I want to can in 2 tires or if I want to move up a can and nothing else. I'm not sure exactly what I want to try.
Using this game, half a can would be ideal, but I don't believe you can make it. I believe that's like 4 laps. You might have to go with 1 can, and with 1 can of fuel, adding on 2 tires might benefit you, but 1 can of fuel is faster than 1 can of fuel and 2 tires. As we look at the tire or the pit stop statistics here on NASCAR Heat 3, it'll save about a second. But how will that second translate to the racetrack? That's the big question these crew chiefs will have to face. And by crew chiefs, I mean these drivers who are behind the wheel also running as well.
I found that 2 tires is usually bad on angles, so I try to avoid 2 tires if possible.
Got 1 car heading down pit road. Who is that? 88 was in, 22 was in as well. It's going to be 2 tires for these guys. '22 is away. 24 is on pit road as well. 3 car was making a stop. Let's see what the 24 car does. Counting, we have to assume that's going to be a 2 tire stop. So far, no mistakes. Most of the field in, out, on with life. Justin Miller, who made that unscheduled pit stop to begin that last restart here, is going to need the aid of a caution flag to get caught back up. Meanwhile, the 95 has put a little bit of breathing room between him and the 19. Ooh, 19 lost a little bit of time right there. Got a car heading toward the infield. 31. Woo! What a save. He was off the racetrack on the apron. And that angle, he is so lucky that that did not shoot that car back into the outside wall. Meanwhile, the gap has now considerably grown between the 95 and the 19. If I'm the 19 car, though, I think I want the 95 to react to whatever I'm doing. I might go down pit road first. 10 laps to go. 19 car is in. Through the grass. 31 also trying to make something happen as well. '19 car on pit road, but he went through the grass. Did he lose a bit of time? 12 car also on pit road. BS, what are you doing here?
I'm gonna do 4 tires. I ain't gonna last too long on them tires. My right front was on like 32%. I would have to make that last 10 laps. I saw Shane try to do that the truck race. It did not end.
All right, so you see it, 4 tires and Sunoco fuel going for the 19 car. We've seen some guys do the two tire strategy. We'll see if that pays out. These guys with 2 tires, 24 and the 22, they're right in front of the 19.
These guys already pitted?
These guys did already pit. Ron Racing, let's see where the 95 is in. He has currently scored your leader. We'll see what he does here. All right, 2 tires. Only 2 tires for the 95. Back on the racetrack. He has a considerably good lead in front of the rest of the field. Now it's all about, will 2 tires work or will 4 tires come back with a vengeance? Six laps to go. 19 car, first car on 4 tires. I just don't know if he'll have enough time. Look at the distance. 95 slipped in the middle of turn 4. 9 car is in, Justin Miller. Not the day he wanted here at Kansas at all for the newly engaged man. 5 to go. It might be enough. 4 tires to no full fuel for the 19. Undoubtedly now the fastest car on the racetrack, but does he have enough time? We'll have to make short work of the 24 car looking underneath. He's up to 3rd.
I'm gonna get him, I think. Get about second lap.
4 laps to go. You're riding along and you're listening in to BS as he tries to run down these front 2 here. Less than 8 miles. 95 hit the wall right there. BS trying. Made short work of the 24 car. Like a man on a mission. 22. Right in front. 3 laps to go at the stripe. 19 car. He's going to have to make this position. He's going to have to make this pass, and he's going to have to make it quick. Looking underneath. We heard from, on the radio, the 14 confident, or excuse me, BS, confident that he could catch this 95 car. He's up to 2nd on the offense. It'll be 2 laps to go. He can see the 95 within his reach. Wow! 2 to go at the stripe. It's not a question of if, but when he gets there, what will the 95 do? Less than a second divides 1st and 2nd place. BS trying to do something that hasn't been done since 2007. A substitute driver driving to the win. 95 bounces off the wall. Jamie McMurray able to get the win for Sterling Marlin in 2002. That was the last time a substitute driver got a win in the Cup Series. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. The 19 gives the bumper to the 95. He'll move Busby out of the groove. Side by side. It's not over. Can the 95 fight back? BS on the inside. Half the lap to go here at Kansas. What a power move. 4 tires. The call of the race. It's going to get to BS as he gets the victory here at Kansas. BS getting it done. What a win for the 19. Great job, man. You heard it here first on NASCAR Heat 3. Don't even need to go to trackside for the interview because he's in our lobby right now. BS, how did you have the hindsight to do 4 tires?
I just looked at my right front and said, no, I ain't doing it. Wow. I honestly wasn't sure. I didn't know if these guys were saving tires or what, but I came out right behind these guys and I was like, I've got a shot. And 1 less lap and Busby would have had it. So I mean, it made it a really good race.
Were you concerned when you went through, when you came to pit road, you looked like you had a bobble and you went through the grass? Were you concerned that perhaps you lost the race then?
It was possible, but I hadn't lost that much time. So if it would have been a lap shorter, then that probably would have lost me the race. But it wasn't a bad loss. I didn't get caught speeding, so that was the biggest thing, and I had made it back at the end.
Well, congratulations You are now a winner in the Moonshine Racing League here, subbing in for Shane. Again, a move that hasn't been done since 2002. Jamie McMurray and Sterling Marlin getting that feat done back at Charlotte in the fall of that season.
Talk about a stressful race. That was pretty stressful. Ours pounding.
I'm glad you got it done, man.
Thank you for all the viewers out there who are watching this race. We really appreciate it. Alex did a great job commentating today. And shout out to all these, all the Moonshine Racing drivers and the fans. You all are awesome. Have a good night.
From all of us here at NASCAR Heat 3, you've been watching the Moonshine Racing League. What a dramatic finish to end Kansas. Can't wait to come back here in the fall during the playoffs. From all of us here on the NH3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed today's race. So long. We'll see you next time.